Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Robel and today we're going to be creating this speed ramp effect in After Effects, and we're going to be covering several topics. First one is stabilizing the footage using the tracking, and the second one is the speed ramp using the time remapping and the speed graph. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Okay, here we have our clip, and the way I recorded this video is just try to focus on my face. That's the whole point, and just circling around me. Yeah, just going by foot. It's handheld footage. I didn't use any gimbal, so just try to circle around your subject on me, and then just circle around. And while the camera is circling around, and my eyes are always locked into the phone. That's why when the speed ramp is there, that's why I was always looking at the camera. So when you try to record your stuff, just try to look at the camera and also try to circle around your subjects. Yeah, that's the whole point here. So first thing we're going to do here is track the subject here, and the way we're going to track it is go to Windows and click on tracker so that you can see the tracker panel here. And after you do that, we're going to stabilize motion. So track stabilize motion, and then after that we will have this tracking point. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit to have a better view of the tracker, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, something like this. And I'm going to go to my glasses here. So I want the video to focus on my eyes, so I'm just the anchor point. So I'm putting the anchor point and the tracking point around the glasses here between my eyes. So something like this would work fine. So after you make this selection like this on the tracking point, that's basically it. And I'm going to press analyze forward so that it can track our whole footage. And I'm going to leave it like this, and press track forward, and I'll meet you guys after the tracking is done. And if the tracking is messing up between your footage, feel free just to pause that and try to align your tracker. But that's the whole point. Try to adjust the tracking point. If it's working fine, then that's good. You just have to let After Effects do its thing. If you're enjoying this video, consider supporting me on Patreon. You'll get exclusive project files, bonus content, and help me keep creating more videos for you. The link is in the description. Okay, and now we finished tracking, and as you can see, we got all these points of the tracking. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and after that I'm going to apply it and apply dimension X and Y. Just press OK, and voila, we have our footage tracked. But as you can see, we have all these gaps here, but not to worry about that, we will fix it later on. But this is how it's tracked. Okay, so there's many ways to fill in the gaps. One thing is if we press P here, and if we press a shift and press S, we can get the position and scale keyframes here, and we can adjust the positioning keyframe on each of them, and on these gaps we can zoom inside it. The other one is we can also apply some effect called for example motion tile. But before all of that, I'm going to turn on this proportional grid, or no, maybe the grid. I'm going to turn on the ruler, and I'm going to on the ruler itself, I'm going to position my ruler to be on the exact point where I put my tracker on, so that it's easier later on when we zoom in and zoom out and adjust the positions. It will be easier to look at them. Okay, now we just positioned the ruler in the middle of my glass, and I'm going to start making keyframes. Okay, I'll make a keyframe here at the beginning on both of them, and when it's too much here, I'm going to maybe lower this down to have much better room to work with, something like this. And here I'm going to scale a little bit until the gaps are closed, and I'm going to adjust the position on the exact point we want it. So on the ruler on the exact position where we tracked ourselves, something like this. And I'm going to go on the more on the timeline, and let's check if there are more gaps to be filled. For example, we have here, but it also closed it down, so we don't need to do that much. I just want to fix the big ones, the big gaps. So somewhere here, okay, I will try to fix it. Here, I will try to put, let's say, 130 on the scale. Let's check it. Yes, looks good. And I'm going to adjust the position to be exactly on the glass again. So let's check it again. Yeah, we still have it here. So I'm going to make it, let's say, 150, and I'm going to adjust the position to be somewhere here. Good. And let's check again. The composition ends here, so I'm going to drag it here and also right click on this to trim the work area. But yeah, trim comp to work area, and then it's going to cut it correctly. So let's check back again. We have these small gaps around here, but we can fill them with an effect called motion tile. So select your clip and go to your effects, go to effects and write motion tile, click on it, and let's set the output width to 200 and the output height to 200 too, and then click on the mirror edges. The motion tile will also fill in our gaps on our edges that we have. So this is what we have here, and let's go to the next step. So the next step is going to be, we're going to pre-compose this and also remove the rollers because we don't need them anymore. And I'm going to right click on the clip and I'm going to pre-compose it and move all attributes to no composition and press OK. And in our main comp here, now we're going to add the time remapping. So right click on here too, go to time and enable time remapping. So we're going to have a keyframe on the beginning and also at the end here. I'm going to trim it again because it keeps cutting, but okay, this looks good. And on the time remapping, what we're going to want to find is the positions where we want the video to stop. For example, I want it to stop somewhere here before the camera start to turn. So somewhere here I want to make a keyframe, so just make a keyframe here, and also try to search some other positions where you want your speed ramp to stop. So let's say, okay, somewhere here would be nice. So I'm going to add a time remapping again. So now we have 4 points, the beginning and the middle 2, and there is at the end this one. So now we have to make it really fast. So the way we make it faster is, let's say from the beginning to this part, it's going to take us 7 seconds, but let's reduce it to, let's say, 1 second here. And from this part to the 18 seconds, let's say it will take another 2.5 seconds, somewhere here. And the end of the video will be somewhere around 5 seconds. So now our video is cut into 5 seconds, and from here it will be empty. So I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut our composition somewhere here. Let's find the right point here, somewhere here. So I'm going to trim it something like this up to here and right click on it. Nope, right click on it and trim comp to work area. And this way we have all the times here. So we just changed the 22-second clip into 5 seconds. So it's really fast right now. You can check out your videos by reducing the quality and you can check out how fast it is. And the other thing we're going to do is select all your keyframes, right click on them and go to Keyframe Assistant and Easy Ease all of them. And after you easy ease them, go to your speed graph editor and you're going to see some graphs, something like this. So just select all of the keyframes here so that we can get these lines, and let's reduce them to something like this. So the motion is going to be really fast and then going slower, and then really fast and going to slower. So that's what we did here. And also somewhere something like this. So if we see our videos, it will go really fast and then slower, then fast again and then slower, something like this. And I'm going to show you right now how to reverse your video. For example, as you can see, there is more gaps here, so I'm going to distribute it evenly to to something like this. You can move your keyframes however you want. And if you can copy, let's say after your video starts like this and in the middle you want to go back to your face, meaning to this beginning of the video, you can copy this keyframe, press Ctrl C, and around the 2-second mark, just paste this keyframe here. See, after we paste it here, it's going to start off again. So if we see the video, it's going to start something like this, go, and then it will go back. And if we can check the keyframes also, we can see it how it performs. So let me distribute it evenly to something like this, and let's select every keyframe. And if we go to graph editor, now it will go up, it will zoom out from the video, and it will go back. So that's what we did here, and the keyframe is below this threshold of 0. And we can also ease out this keyframe, and you can do it by doing this. You can do this. So the way it's going to be is it's going to go up, down, and then go up again. So that's how you do it. And you can play with the graph as much as you want. You can smooth out more of it or however you like, to be honest. And if you want to create also a loop in the video, meaning the video starts from the beginning and also the end, you can do that by just shifting this keyframe somewhere here, the end of the keyframe, and this one, let me make it somewhere here. And let's start copying this keyframe, the beginning, and I'm going to paste it at the end of the video. So what this will give us is another keyframe at the bottom like this. So we can keyframe this one to be something like this too. Let's keyframe this one, and you can play with the graph as much as you like to make it much smoother. So this looks good. So this will be your graph that everything will based on. So it's going to start from the beginning to the end. And the one thing that's going to make your video much smoother is by turning on the motion blur, and also go to your pre-comp at first and turn on this frame blending. And if you turn on and make this on this arrow, it will make the motion blur even much smoother. And if you're not satisfied with the normal motion blur, you can also add directional blur to it. Let's say you can add a directional blur, and actually not like this. We can create a new adjustment layer, and we can add directional blur to the adjustment layer, and we can increase the blur strings and the direction, and also we can apply some mask to the blur so that it doesn't affect, let's say, our body. So we can make a mask something like this so that our face is always sharp and the rest of it is blurred. And if you press this invert button, you can see clearly that the background and everything is blurred and that our subject is not. And you can increase the feather to blend in most of it, and you can see it looks good. So this is how you can create speed ramp videos, and you can use this technique for any types of objects. You can use it on a car, a stone, or any type of videos, and you can still get good results. So what we saw here is this. So this is what I have for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys with another video. Till then, bye.